In the far reaches of the Milky Way, a quiet system drifted in space, untouched and forgotten by time. The star at its center burned softly, lighting 8 planets that circled it like silent guards. For thousands of years, no ship had entered this system. It was missing from every galactic map. No traveler spoke of it. No historian remembered its name. But this system had once been the heart of something great. Long before the rise of the Zarn Empire or the union of Kethar worlds, before the first star stations were built, there had been a small blue planet called Earth. It had been home to a species known as humans, creators of wonders, builders of machines, and dreamers of stars. Yet somehow they had disappeared. Some believed they had destroyed themselves. Others said they had simply vanished into the void. Whatever the truth was, the galaxy had moved on and Earth had become a forgotten myth. That changed when a small survey ship named Terran 9 entered the system. Commander Rylak, leader of the expedition, sat in his command chair, his 4 bright eyes focused on the screen ahead. He belonged to the Zarn, a race known for exploration and curiosity. His crew consisted of different species from across the galaxy, all trained for deep space scanning and recovery missions. Their assignment was simple. They were mapping the unknown borders beyond the Union territories. When they picked up the signal of an uncharted star system, Rylak had ordered the ship to investigate. He expected to find nothing more than dust and cold rocks. Instead, the first readings made his scales tighten with disbelief. The sensors showed a habitable world. Not just habitable, but thriving. Blue oceans, green forests, and breathable air. The planet looked young and alive. Rylak turned to his navigator, a small gray-skinned being named Taro. "Confirm those readings," he said. Taro's long fingers moved over the console. "Confirmed, Commander. The planet supports full biosphere conditions. Temperature, oxygen, water, all ideal for humanoid life." Rylak's voice lowered. "That is impossible. This region has no record of colonization." Another crew member, Veen, a tall reptilian technician, looked up from his display. "There is more. The planet has artificial structures, large ones, cities." The bridge fell silent. Everyone stared at the holographic display as it shifted to show outlines of massive ruins spread across the continents. Miles of fallen towers, broken roads, and faint energy signatures deep underground. "Send a probe," Rylak ordered. A moment later, a small drone launched from the ship and descended through the planet's thin clouds. It streamed images back to the screen. The ruins were unlike anything they had seen before. Buildings made of white stone and metal, overgrown with green vines but still standing strong. Monuments of design far older than any known civilization. Then came another discovery. The probe's sensors detected movement. Not mechanical, not animal. It was a life sign. Taro stared at the data. "Commander, we have a human signal." The word hit the bridge like a thunderbolt. "Human?" Rylak repeated quietly. "That cannot be. Humans are extinct." "Signal is clear, Commander," Taro said. "One life form, near the center of a large city on the southern continent." Rylak stood up. "Prepare the landing craft." They descended through the clouds, entering the bright blue sky of Earth. For most of the crew, it was the first time seeing such a world. The air shimmered with life. Birds flew over wide rivers. Forests spread across mountains. The cities below were silent but beautiful. Even in ruins, they spoke of greatness. The ship landed on a flat area near the center of an ancient city. The streets were cracked but intact. The buildings reached into the sky like sleeping giants. The sun reflected off their faded glass, making the city look like a ghost of a forgotten dream. As the landing ramp lowered, Commander Rylak stepped out first. His translation device blinked softly at his throat. Behind him came Veen, Taro, and 2 security drones. The air was calm and filled with the scent of rain. They followed the life signal through the empty streets until they reached a plaza. There, in the middle of a broken fountain, stood a man. He was tall, wearing a torn gray suit covered in dust. His hair was silver, his eyes bright blue. Despite his appearance, his posture was steady. He watched them approach without fear. Rylak raised his translator. "I am Commander Rylak of the Zarn Empire." "Identify yourself," the man smiled faintly. His voice was quiet but strong. "My name is Aaron. I am from Earth." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. The translator confirmed every word. Rylak spoke again. "Earth, this planet. You are saying it still has people?" Aaron looked around at the ruins. It had people. Now it has only memories. And me. Are you saying you are the last human? Taro asked softly. Aaron turned his eyes toward the distant horizon. Last? No, not last. But the others are far away. You should not have come here, Commander. The galaxy was not meant to find Earth again. Relak felt a strange shiver. Why not? Aaron stepped closer. Because the truth of humanity is not what the galaxy remembers. You think we died. You think we fell. But we did not. We went beyond. He looked up at the darkening sky. The clouds parted and dozens of faint lights appeared in orbit. They were not stars. They were satellites, ancient, still functioning after millennia. Some emitted soft pulses of blue energy. Veen adjusted his scanner. Commander, there are thousands of defense platforms above us. Old models, but still active. Relak's voice grew tense. Aaron, are those weapons? Aaron's expression stayed calm. They are guardians. Long ago, when the galaxy turned away from us, humanity hid itself. We locked our world away and erased our name from every map. We wanted to rest, to watch, to prepare, Taro whispered. Prepare for what? Aaron looked at him. For the return. The ground shook suddenly. Energy waves rippled through the air. The ruins around them began to glow with soft light as hidden machines came alive. Ancient symbols appeared on the walls and the city hummed with power. Relak's crew raised their scanners. The readings were off the scale. What is happening? Relak demanded. Aaron stood in the center of the plaza, his calm voice echoing over the noise. The world remembers its people. You woke it. Relak tried to step forward, but his scanner beeped rapidly. Commander, Veen said, we are detecting power readings equal to star-level reactors. This city is not a ruin. It is alive. The glow spread across the horizon. The ancient structures began to rise slowly from the ground, powered by unknown forces. Rivers of light flowed through the streets, connecting every building like veins of energy. Aaron turned to the sky again. When the galaxy forgot us, we learned the truth about time. Humanity did not vanish. We evolved beyond the limits of the physical world. We became more than bodies and machines, but a few of us stayed behind to watch over Earth, to wait for the day when someone from the stars would return. Relak's voice trembled slightly. You mean humanity still exists somewhere? Yes, Aaron said softly. And they will come soon. The galaxy will see what it forgot. The true age of humanity is not over. It has only been sleeping. The lights in the sky grew brighter. The defense satellites moved into formation, forming a ring around the planet. A deep tone echoed through the air, vibrating like the heartbeat of a giant. Relak looked at Aaron. What are you doing? Aaron's eyes glowed faintly with blue light. I am awakening the memory of our world. The galaxy must remember who we were. The commander's ship began receiving signals, ancient codes, languages older than any known empire. The data flooded their systems, showing maps of distant galaxies, records of civilizations long gone, and messages marked with a single symbol, a circle surrounded by 12 stars. Aaron looked at the Zarn commander one last time. Tell your people this. Humanity was not the first race to walk among the stars, but we were the first to understand them. We will return, and when we do, the galaxy will remember. As the light surrounded him, the city shone like a second sun. The crew of Terran 9 watched in awe as the ruins of Earth came alive, whispering the voice of an ancient species that had once ruled the stars. Commander Relak realized then that humanity had never been lost. They had only stepped beyond the reach of time, and now time itself had started to turn again. The air around the city shimmered with strange light. The ruins that had slept for ages were now alive again. Ancient walls glowed with silver lines, and hidden machines hummed like they were remembering their purpose. Commander Relak and his crew stood still, unsure if they were witnessing the rebirth of a world or the rise of something far beyond their understanding. Aaron stood calmly in the center of the plaza. The soft blue glow in his eyes brightened as the ground beneath him vibrated. Around him, pillars of light rose into the air like silent towers. Each one carried symbols that looked like words, but none of the scanners could translate them. The language was too old. Taro whispered to his commander. The energy levels are stable now, but they are massive. We are standing in the middle of something powerful. Relak nodded slowly. Record everything. This may be the greatest discovery in galactic history. He turned back to Aaron. What is this? What are you awakening? Aaron looked at the tall Zarn commander and said softly, Not awakening, Commander. Remembering. The world remembers its children. You call it a ruin, but it was built to sleep until the right time. Veen stepped forward cautiously. And what time is that? The time when the galaxy is ready to face its own past, Aaron said. The lights in the plaza began to move, forming shapes in the air. They showed images of stars, ships, and people. Relak's eyes widened as he realized what he was seeing. The holograms displayed humans exploring the galaxy, long before any of the known empires existed. Their ships were elegant, their technology advanced beyond imagination. The humans built great cities on other worlds, taught young species how to survive, and spread knowledge everywhere. Taro whispered, "This is impossible. Humanity did not have this kind of technology." Aaron's voice remained calm. "You have been taught only what your empires wanted you to know. The truth is older than your history. When other races were learning to build fire, humans were already walking among the stars." Relak felt disbelief, yet his instincts told him it was true. The energy readings, the perfect technology, the long-forgotten system, all of it supported Aaron's words. The images changed again. They showed humans fighting something dark, a shadowy force that seemed to spread across entire systems. Then came explosions, burning worlds, and silence. The holograms faded. Aaron closed his eyes. When that war came, humanity faced something beyond life and death. "We did not lose, Commander. We chose to step away. We sealed our knowledge and our world so that no one could misuse them again." Relak's voice was quiet. "You mean humanity chose to disappear?" Aaron nodded. "Yes, we became silent so the galaxy could grow without our shadow." The sound of soft thunder echoed from the sky. The clouds shifted as small lights began to descend from orbit. Relak looked up. "What is that?" Aaron smiled faintly. "The Guardians. They were waiting too." Dozens of sleek silver drones landed around the plaza. They looked ancient but polished, their surfaces shining under the fading sun. One of them floated near Aaron, projecting a gentle beam of light that scanned him from head to toe. Taro checked his readings. "They are not weapons. They are linking with the city's systems." Aaron touched the drone gently. "They protect what is left of Earth. They know I am one of them." Veen frowned. "One of them? Are you human or something else?" Aaron looked thoughtful. "I am human, but not like the ones you remember. The last generation of humans created us, keepers of their memory. We carry their knowledge, their spirit, and their promise. When the galaxy was ready, we would awaken their legacy." Relak's voice hardened slightly. "And what happens now that you have awakened? Will Earth rise again?" Aaron looked at the horizon where the cities glowed brighter with every passing second. "Yes, Commander. But not as you think. Earth is not just a planet. It is a seed of what humanity became. And when the galaxy sees what returns from that seed, everything will change." The commander did not like the sound of those words. He knew his empire feared unknown powers. If the Zarn government learned about Earth's awakening, they might try to take control of it. Relak looked at Aaron carefully. "You must know that other empires will come once this is discovered. They will not leave this world alone." Aaron turned his calm gaze toward him. "They can try, but they will not succeed. This planet cannot be taken. It chooses who can touch it. You and your crew are safe because you came with curiosity, not greed." Before Relak could reply, one of the drones emitted a bright flash, and the ground began to shift. A wide circular platform rose from beneath the plaza. It was made of smooth silver metal and had symbols etched across its surface. Aaron stepped onto it. "This is a memory core. It holds the truth of what happened before the Great Silence. You must see it." Relak hesitated, then nodded. "Taro, record everything. Veen, stay close." As soon as they stepped onto the platform, light surrounded them. The city vanished, and they found themselves standing inside a vast chamber made of light and glass. All around them floated images, worlds, fleets, and people. "This is what the galaxy once looked like when humans still guided it," Aaron said. Relak looked around in awe. He saw humans teaching alien races, building structures in space and guiding peace among species that were now enemies. "They led everyone," he whispered. "Yes," Aaron said. "But power creates fear. Some races grew jealous. Others became afraid of human knowledge. They united against us. The war that followed burned 1,000 worlds. When it ended, humanity made a choice. We left everything behind so the galaxy could start again." Veen looked at him. "And now? Why return?" Aaron's tone softened. Because the galaxy is breaking again. You cannot see it yet, but war is coming. Old enemies are rising. The balance is fading. Humanity's return will either save or destroy what remains. The images around them faded, and they were back in the plaza. The sun had fully set, and the sky was filled with stars. Relak looked at his ship's data screen. Commander? Every satellite in orbit is transmitting the same signal across the galaxy. It is traveling faster than light, Aaron nodded. The awakening signal. It will reach every world that remembers even a trace of us. The old colonies will hear it. The forgotten fleets will hear it. The ones who waited will awaken. Rylak's voice grew tense. You mean there are more humans out there? Aaron looked at him seriously. Not human as you know them, but descendants, guardians, sleepers. They are scattered across the stars, waiting for this signal. They will return to this world, and when they do, the galaxy will remember the true age of humanity. The commander took a deep breath. This could start chaos. The Zarn Empire will send warships. The Union will investigate. Every power will want to control this secret. Aaron smiled calmly. They cannot control what they do not understand. Humanity never wanted power. We wanted knowledge. The others may come with fear, but they will find only truth. And truth cannot be conquered. The city lights pulsed one last time, then dimmed to a quiet glow. The drones moved back into the sky, forming a protective ring above the ancient capital. Relak turned to Aaron. What will you do now? I will wait, Aaron said. There is one more task before the return. The galaxy must see the message, not from me, but from those who built this world. Tomorrow the signal will reach the first colony. When it does, you will see what your maps forgot. He began walking away slowly, his figure fading into the soft blue light of the city. Relak stood silent for a long moment. He looked at Taro and Veen. We have to report this, but we must be careful. If the empires fight over this planet, it will destroy everything. Veen nodded. What do you plan to tell them? Relak's eyes glimmered. The truth, but only part of it. The galaxy is not ready for the whole story yet. Above them, the stars seemed brighter as if listening. The ancient satellites continued to hum softly, carrying the awakening signal through endless space. Far beyond the borders of known empires, in the dark reaches of forgotten space, something stirred. Old machines opened their eyes. Ships buried in starlight came alive. On distant worlds, lights blinked on ancient towers as silent voices whispered one word. Earth. The signal from Earth spread across the galaxy like a wave of light. It traveled through stars, across dead systems, and into the deepest corners of forgotten space. Everywhere it went, machines woke from long sleep, and silent stations came to life. The sound of the awakening reached worlds that had not spoken the name human for thousands of years. On distant planets, scholars and soldiers stared at their screens in disbelief. The ancient symbol of humanity, a circle surrounded by 12 stars, appeared on every channel and data core. Some thought it was a trick, others feared it was a weapon, but no one could stop the signal. On Earth, Commander Relak watched from his ship as the old satellites pulsed in rhythm, sending the message to every corner of the galaxy. The crew of the Terran 9 had not slept since the awakening began. Their scanners were filled with strange readings. Energy levels around Earth were rising steadily, and the planet's core seemed to be alive again. Taro studied the data and said, Commander, it looks like the entire planet is responding to the signal. Even the oceans are reacting. There are energy flows under the surface. Relak looked through the observation window. The once dark planet now glowed faintly blue in the night. It feels like the planet itself is alive, he said quietly. Aaron stood near the edge of the plaza, watching the horizon. It is alive, he said. Earth has always been more than a world. It remembers its people. Veen walked closer to him. You said others will come after the signal. How long before they arrive? Aaron turned to him. They are already on their way. At that moment, the ship's alarms rang. Taro rushed to his console. Commander, multiple signals approaching from deep space. They are moving fast, faster than any known drive technology. Relak's eyes narrowed. How many? 7 large vessels, unknown design, not from any empire we know. The crew exchanged nervous glances. Relak looked at Aaron. Are they human? Aaron smiled softly. They are the first ones, the Watchers. They never left the galaxy. They waited in the dark between stars, keeping the promise. Moments later, the ships appeared in orbit. They were unlike anything Relak had ever seen. Their surfaces looked like liquid metal, shifting and glowing with faint blue light. They moved with no visible engines and made no sound. The ships positioned themselves above Earth and formed a ring, mirroring the formation of the satellites. A transmission appeared on the screen. It was not words at first, only a soft hum like a heartbeat. Then a clear voice spoke in an ancient but understandable language. "We are the keepers of Sol. The world has awakened. Humanity's time of silence has ended." Rylak's translator repeated the message. The crew watched in awe. The voice continued, "All who hear this signal do not fear. We bring no war, we bring remembrance. The children of Earth return to guide the galaxy once more." Veen whispered, "They call themselves the children of Earth. Does that mean they are not the original humans?" Aaron answered, "They are the descendants. When humanity left this galaxy, not all went beyond. Some stayed behind to guard what was left. The keepers were their watchmen." Rylak asked, "Then where are the true humans now?" Aaron looked up at the ships in orbit. "Far beyond what your maps show. But now that the signal has been sent, they will hear it too, and they will come." The commander could not imagine what that meant. If those who built such ships were only guardians, then what kind of power did the true humans possess now? Hours passed, and the sky above Earth filled with more light. The 7 great ships sent beams of blue energy down to the planet. They did not attack or destroy. Instead, they reactivated massive structures buried under the surface. Towers rose from oceans glowing with symbols older than any language known. Taro recorded every moment. "Commander, the scale of this technology is beyond anything we have seen. The energy levels are equal to small stars. If this was hidden all along, it means humanity had power greater than any empire in the galaxy." Rylak nodded slowly, "And yet they vanished. That is what frightens me. If they had such strength, why did they leave?" Aaron turned his gaze toward the horizon. "Because they understood something no one else did. Power without balance brings destruction, so they left to find balance beyond this galaxy. They waited for the time when others would be ready to understand." The commander stared at him. "And do you think we are ready now?" Aaron smiled faintly. "That is not for me to say. The galaxy will decide." Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected new activity. A fleet of Zarn Empire vessels had entered the system. Their arrival was swift and aggressive. Rylak recognized the signal codes. They were high command ships sent to secure unknown discoveries. Taro looked uneasy. "They must have tracked our report. Commander, if they see what is happening here, they will try to claim this planet." Rylak sighed. "They always do, but I doubt they can take it." The fleet appeared near orbit, sending messages demanding contact. One of their commanders, a stern Zarn general named Korin, opened a channel. "Rylak, you are ordered to stand down and await fleet control. This planet and its resources now belong to the Zarn Empire." Rylak replied calmly, "General, this planet is not what you think. Do not act without understanding." Korin's expression was cold. "You are out of line, Commander. The Council will decide what to do. Your duty is to obey." Before Rylak could answer, the Keeper's ships turned slightly, and a calm voice filled the channel. "Zarn vessels, do not approach further. This world is under protection. Your weapons will not function here." Korin's face twisted with anger. "Who are you to command us?" The voice replied, "We are the Keepers of Sol. You stand before the cradle of all sentient life in this galaxy. Leave in peace." Korin ignored the warning and ordered his fleet forward. A dozen warships moved toward Earth, their engines glowing red. But as soon as they entered orbit range, their systems went dark. Power, shields, and weapons, all dead. The ships drifted silently like leaves in the wind. The Keepers did not fire a single shot. Rylak watched in silence. He realized that the Keepers could have destroyed the fleet instantly, but they chose not to. Their control over technology was total, yet their actions were calm and measured. Aaron turned to Rylak. "Now you understand. Humanity does not conquer through war. They control through knowledge. Even your strongest fleets are like dust before what they built." Rylak nodded slowly. "Then maybe the galaxy is not ready to meet them yet." As the Zarn ships retreated helplessly, the Keeper's voice spoke again. "To all who listen, this is not a warning but a beginning. The time of silence is over. The age of remembrance has begun." The transmission spread again through the stars, repeating those words across countless systems. Everywhere, forgotten archives opened, revealing data written in ancient human codes. Some worlds found old machines buried beneath their cities that suddenly came alive, displaying the same symbol, a circle with 12 stars. Relak returned to the surface to meet Aaron once more. The humans stood near the same fountain where they first met. "You were right," Relak said. "The galaxy will remember," Aaron nodded. "Yes, but remembrance brings questions. Some will come with curiosity, others with fear. Humanity's return will test everyone," Relak asked. "And you? What will you do when they come?" Aaron looked up at the stars. "I will welcome them. My purpose is nearly complete. When they arrive, I will join the others. Then my part in this story will end." Relak felt a strange sadness. "You speak as if you are not one of them." Aaron smiled softly. "I am their echo, Commander. A shadow of what once was. But even a shadow can carry light." The wind blew gently across the plaza. The glowing towers continued to hum softly in the distance. The stars above shone brighter than before, as if they too were waiting for what was coming. Far away, beyond the edge of known space, a response signal pulsed from the void. It was faint but growing stronger. The true humans, those who had gone beyond, had heard the call. Aaron closed his eyes and whispered, "They are coming." The signal pulsing through the galaxy reached its farthest edges. Stars blinked in response, and ancient fleets began moving as if awakened from centuries of slumber. Some ships had drifted for so long that no record remained of their existence. Now, guided by the call, they all began a silent march toward the forgotten system. On Earth, Commander Relak watched the skies with growing awe. The once silent orbit of satellites and keepers' ships now shimmered with motion. Energy arcs ran between satellites and ancient towers, spreading across continents like silver rivers. The glow of the planet seemed brighter each minute, signaling the awakening of something immense. Aaron stood at the center of the plaza, calm as ever. His eyes glimmered blue in the soft light of the planet's awakening energy. "It is time," he said softly. "The first have heard the call. Soon they will arrive." Veen, still amazed by the events unfolding, asked, "First? Are there more humans coming?" Aaron nodded. "Yes. Those who ventured beyond the galaxy, seeking the knowledge of the universe. They will bring what was lost to this place and remind the stars of what humans once were." Relak frowned. "Do you think the galaxy is ready for them? For their power?" Aaron's gaze was steady. "Ready or not, they must return, and the galaxy will learn one way or another." Suddenly, a distant shimmer appeared near the edge of the system. Tiny points of light moved together in a precise formation, accelerating toward Earth. Relak's scanners lit up. The readings were incredible. Energy signatures stronger than any fleet in recorded history. Taro, trembling slightly, said, "Commander, these ships, they are massive. Larger than anything we know. Their engines are faster than light. They are coming straight for the planet." Veen swallowed hard. "And they are human?" Aaron smiled faintly. "Yes, the first of their generation. They have crossed the void, unseen, unheard, but never forgotten. The galaxy will see them soon." The first fleet entered the system, revealing sleek, enormous ships that seemed to pulse with life. Their hulls were silver and black, reflecting the light of the stars with lines of energy flowing like rivers across their surfaces. They moved silently but with purpose, forming a vast ring around Earth. Relak felt his stomach tighten. How do they control so much power? Aaron stepped forward. By understanding balance. By knowing that knowledge without control is dangerous. They learned to harmonize with the universe itself. As the first ships came closer, the keepers in orbit lowered their shields slightly to allow them passage. The humans in these vessels did not fire or threaten. They moved as if respecting the sanctity of the planet below. Then, one of the ships opened a communication channel. Unlike the first signal, this was a voice. Not mechanical, not translated, but direct in a tone that felt familiar yet powerful. "You who remain on this world, we are returning," said the voice. "The time of waiting is over. Earth calls and we answer. Our knowledge, our legacy, our purpose, all will be shared again with the galaxy." The voice carried calm authority. Relak and his crew felt it resonate within them, a mixture of ancient wisdom and silent power. Aaron nodded. "They do not come to conquer. They come to restore." Suddenly, the ground trembled. From the oceans, towers and structures rose, activated by unseen mechanisms. Energy flowed like silver lightning across continents. Cities long buried by time reassembled themselves in brilliant patterns. Streets, towers, and machines glowed, creating a network of energy that reached the orbiting keepers and the approaching fleet. Taro could hardly believe it. The planet. It's responding to them. It's like Earth recognizes its own children. Veen added, "Commander, this is beyond anything I've ever seen. Their power. It's like the planet itself has joined them." The first fleet landed gracefully near the revived cities. Beams of light extended from each vessel, connecting to structures as if they were bridging generations of knowledge. Humans, tall, calm, and radiant, emerged. Their presence felt both familiar and otherworldly. They did not need weapons. The energy around them was enough to command attention. Aaron walked toward them, raising his hand in greeting. The returning humans bowed slightly in respect, their expressions reflecting gratitude and recognition. Commander Relak watched in awe. They are real. They are the ones who left the galaxy centuries ago." "Yes," Aaron said, "and now they return not to rule, but to awaken humanity's legacy." The lead human stepped forward. She wore a silver uniform that glowed faintly with energy lines. Her hair was dark, eyes sharp and wise. "I am Leora, Keeper of Knowledge. The signal reached us. The time to restore what was forgotten has come." Aaron nodded. "Welcome, Leora. The world is ready." The two humans, Aaron and Leora, joined hands and a wave of energy surged across the planet. The ocean sparkled with light. The towers hummed in harmony and every hidden structure activated simultaneously. The city was alive again, not as a ruin, but as a hub of living energy. Relak stepped forward cautiously. "Commander, what is happening now?" Aaron turned to him. "Now humanity begins to reclaim its place in the galaxy. Not through war, but through guidance and knowledge. These are the first to return, the rest will follow." Veen could hardly contain his excitement. "So they are peaceful? They will help the galaxy?" Aaron smiled faintly. "Yes, but they will also challenge it. They will show the galaxy its own mistakes. Not everyone will accept them willingly." High above, the Keeper's ships and the returning fleet formed a protective canopy around Earth. Energy arcs connected satellites to towers to ships, creating a shield that was impossible to penetrate. Even the fleets of the Zarn Empire that had previously attempted to approach remained powerless. Commander Relak took a deep breath. "I never thought I would witness this. The galaxy truly has been forgetting humanity. But now it is remembering." Aaron nodded. "And what it will remember will change everything. The empires, the races, the old wars, all of it will seem small compared to what is coming." The first humans stepped into the city. Their presence was commanding yet peaceful. As they moved through the streets, the ruins transformed into functional structures. Machines powered up, lights blinked, and energy grids stabilized. For the first time in thousands of years, Earth felt alive in every sense of the word. Leora turned to Aaron. "The awakening signal worked. Others will follow soon. The galaxy will witness what was lost." Aaron looked at her, a hint of pride in his calm expression. "Yes, and when they arrive, the story of humanity will no longer be a forgotten myth. The galaxy will know the truth of its oldest children." Relak, standing near the fountain, looked around at the transformed city. "I have never seen technology or power like this. The Zarn Empire and the Union, they will not be ready for what comes." Aaron placed a hand on his shoulder. "Let them see. Humanity does not force understanding. It offers a choice. And those who are ready will join the legacy." From above, the distant stars twinkled brighter as if acknowledging the return. Across the galaxy, planets once silent now pulsed with light. Old fleets stirred, ancient stations blinked back to life, and hidden outposts sent messages to one another. The first wave of returning humans walked through the city, smiling at the awakening Earth. Their footsteps echoed across the plaza, mixing with the hum of energy and the quiet sound of life restored. Commander Relak turned to Aaron. "So this is only the beginning?" Aaron nodded. "Yes, the first return has begun. The galaxy will change and humanity will rise again, not as conquerors but as guides, and you will witness history, Commander." As the night deepened, Earth shone like a beacon in the dark reaches of space. The first of humanity's children had returned, and the legacy that was once forgotten was now alive, ready to show the galaxy the true age of mankind. Earth had never been so alive. The cities, once buried under sand and silence, now pulsed with energy. Light flowed through streets and towers, connecting the planet in a network of living power. The oceans reflected the glow of towers that had risen from the depths, and the sky above was filled with ships, the keepers and the returning humans forming a protective canopy. Commander Relax stood on the plaza, his crew beside him. Even after witnessing so much, he could not fully grasp what was happening. "I have seen stars die and civilizations rise," he whispered, "but nothing like this." Aaron stood nearby, calm as always. "This is only the beginning, Commander. The galaxy will not forget humanity again." Veen, eyes wide, said, "It feels peaceful but at the same time powerful. I have never seen anything like it." From above, a fleet of returning humans descended closer. Their ships reflected the glow of Earth below, their movements precise and elegant. Among them was Leora, the lead keeper, walking toward the plaza with a measured, graceful step. She stopped next to Aaron. "The first wave has arrived. Others will follow in days. The galaxy will witness the truth." Rylak turned to her. "What truth?" Leora looked at the horizon, her eyes reflecting the energy flowing across Earth. "That humanity never truly vanished. We were not defeated. We were waiting, observing, and learning. The galaxy believes we are young, but our species has walked among the stars far longer than anyone remembers. We are older than recorded history, wiser than any empire knows, and now it is time to reclaim what was once ours, not through war, but through guidance." Aaron added, "And this is why Earth was hidden. The galaxy needed to forget us to survive. Now it is time to remember." As the words left his mouth, a ripple passed across the city. The towers, streets, and machines activated fully. Holographic images appeared in the sky, showing humans guiding other species, building civilizations and exploring galaxies. Worlds that had been forgotten came alive in memory. The full history of humanity unfolded before Relax's eyes. Taro's voice trembled. This is beyond anything I could have imagined. Humanity. It is far older than any record, any empire. You were right, Aaron. This is not just a legend. Aaron nodded. And now the galaxy will see it. Suddenly, the horizon brightened. Another fleet approached, larger than the first, older in design but still sleek and advanced. These ships had traveled beyond the known galaxy and returned guided by the awakening signal. Energy pulses flowed from them to Earth, connecting in harmony with the keepers and towers below. The humans aboard these vessels emerged. They were tall, calm, and radiated authority and knowledge. Their presence was commanding but peaceful. They did not carry weapons. Instead, they brought wisdom, experience, and the weight of centuries. Relak watched, speechless, as Aaron approached one of the newcomers. "Welcome," he said softly. The newcomer bowed slightly. "We have heard the call," she said. "Earth remembers us, and we have returned to remember it. The time of waiting is over." Aaron smiled faintly. "It is good to see you again." The returning humans moved through the city, activating long-hidden structures. Libraries, energy grids, and laboratories came to life. Machines that had lain dormant for thousands of years now worked perfectly. The city was alive not as a ruin but as a hub of civilization, knowledge, and energy. Relak turned to Aaron. This will change the galaxy forever. How do you expect the empires to react?" Aaron's expression remained calm. "Some will fear. Others will learn. But those who are ready will join the legacy of humanity. The galaxy will not know war, but it will know truth." High above, the Keeper's ships and the returning fleet formed a protective shield around Earth. Energy arcs connected satellites, towers, and ships, creating a barrier that no weapon could penetrate. The fleets of distant empires watched in awe as their approaches were stopped without a single shot fired. Commander Rylak understood then that humanity's return was not about dominance. It was about knowledge, balance, and guidance. The galaxy had forgotten its oldest children, but now it could not deny them. Aaron turned to the commander. "Rylak, you will witness history today. Humanity is older than any record, wiser than any empire, and now it will teach what it has learned." Veen asked. "And the others? The humans beyond the galaxy? Will they join us?" Aaron nodded. "Yes, they are returning in waves. The galaxy will see the full truth soon." The city pulsed with energy as the returning humans connected with the structures, activating hidden systems and sharing knowledge long forgotten. Holograms displayed advanced technology, maps of distant galaxies, and lessons from civilizations that had been lost. Relak watched as one of the newcomers projected a hologram of a world destroyed centuries ago. "This is what we learned," the human said, "and this is why we left." Humanity stepped back to preserve knowledge and prevent destruction. "Now the galaxy can learn from our experience," Taro whispered. This is proof of everything," Aaron said. Humans were never gone. They were waiting, watching, and learning. Aaron smiled faintly. "And now it is time to guide those who remain. The galaxy will remember, and humanity's true age will be revealed." Suddenly, the distant stars pulsed. Signals traveled faster than light, spreading across galaxies. Systems that had long forgotten humans now received messages, awakening machines, archives, and fleets. The true age of humanity was no longer hidden. Relak felt a mix of awe and humility. "I thought the galaxy was the greatest we would see," he said softly. "But this is beyond everything." Aaron placed a hand on his shoulder. "The galaxy will see what it forgot, Commander. And in time it will understand that humanity is not just a species, but a lesson in patience, knowledge, and balance." The returning humans began to organize the city. Knowledge centers opened, energy grids stabilized, and communications reached distant systems. The planet hummed with life, a perfect balance of nature and technology, past and present. Leora turned to Aaron. "The awakening is complete. The first wave has returned. Soon all will follow." Aaron nodded. "Yes, and the galaxy will know the truth. Humanity is older, wiser, and stronger than anyone remembered. The time of silence is over." Relak looked at the horizon. The stars above seemed brighter, alive with energy. Earth shone like a beacon in the darkness, and the galaxy itself seemed to lean closer, listening to the story of its oldest children. Veen whispered, "It feels like the galaxy is holding its breath." Aaron smiled. "It is. The galaxy remembers now. And when all the waves return, it will understand humanity's true age, its wisdom, and its legacy." As night fell, Earth glowed brighter than any star. The returning humans walked the streets, interacting with ancient machines and rediscovering their roots. The keepers and Aaron guided them, ensuring that history was remembered correctly. Relak turned to his crew. "We are witnessing history, not just for one planet, but for the entire galaxy." Aaron looked at the stars. "Yes, and the story of humanity, once forgotten, will now be told again. The galaxy will know the truth. Humanity's time has returned, and the age of remembrance has begun." The first wave of humans, guardians, and knowledge keepers continued their work throughout the city. Their presence brought hope to the galaxy, showing that power and wisdom could coexist. Earth was no longer forgotten. Its true age, its legacy, and its purpose were finally revealed. As dawn broke over the glowing towers, Relak realized that he had witnessed the impossible. The galaxy's history had been rewritten, not by war or conquest, but by patience, knowledge, and the quiet power of humanity. Aaron turned to him one last time. "Remember this, Commander. Humanity was never young. We were never lost. We were simply waiting. Now the galaxy will know our true age." And with that, Earth shone brighter than ever, a living testament to the resilience, wisdom, and age of humanity, a world forgotten no more.